Research team finds a body wearing leather shoes in the Antarctic ice. They carefully chiseled out the body and dragged it out on a snowmobile. The investigation revealed a French freighter had crashed here 65 years ago. This Iceman could have been on that ship, which means the Iceman has been sleeping in the ice for 65 years. This is an absolutely groundbreaking discovery. The team decided to take the Iceman back to base to perform an autopsy, but in a surprising turn of events, the Iceman miraculously came back to life after thawing. Scientists immediately held a conference. The discovery was announced to the world. They theorized that when the cargo ship hit the iceberg 65 years ago, the Iceman was wrapped in glycerin from the ship. It was instantly frozen. That's how he miraculously survived to this day. On the other side of the world, the Bell family were watching the breaking news on television. Everyone thought it was incredible. Bell jokingly told his friends, "It looks like someone is in trouble. A grandfather has suddenly appeared in the house." But as soon as the words left his mouth, a policeman came to the door. The minister wanted to see him. Bell thought it was something good. He went to the minister's office with great enthusiasm, but the minister told him it had been scientifically identified. The Iceman was Bell's wife's grandfather. Bell was stunned to hear this. He had no idea that the unlucky man was himself, but his wife Jenny was delighted to find out. She rushed to the lab with Bell. Instead, she saw a long-haired monster lying on a hospital bed. Jenny was terrified. She thought it was definitely not her grandfather. When the scientists shaved off the beard, it looked exactly like a picture of her grandfather when he was young, although 65 years had passed, but he still looked 25 years old. It seems the Antarctic glaciers are still very good at freezing. After confirming that it was her grandfather, Jenny was overjoyed. She couldn't wait to bring him home, but the professor got in the way. The professor tells them that the Iceman is a medical miracle. He belongs to science. He belongs to the whole country. You can't take him away. The couple were furious. It was a blatant kidnapping, so they came up with a plan, posing as researchers while the lab was moving the Iceman. They smuggled the Iceman out of the lab by switching him with a crocodile, but before they could get far, the police caught up with them. In their desperation, they took refuge in a nearby church. Soon the church was surrounded by a large number of police. The wise Bell rushed to find robes for everyone to change into. He tried to escape disguised as a priest, but the clever professor was able to spot them. In the panic, the Iceman fell to the ground, but the fall woke the Iceman up. He saw that Jenny looked just like his mother. He thought Jenny was his mother. Jenny was stunned, so as not to irritate his grandfather. Jenny called out baby in response, in order not to irritate him, to decorate his home as it was 65 years ago. Even the surrounding streets, the house was restored to the style of 65 years ago. The Iceman's granddaughter Jenny, who looks like his mother, was forced to pretend to be Iceman's mother, and Jenny's husband Bell had to put on a beard and pretend to be the Iceman's father. However, the Iceman threw him out of the room as soon as he entered. It turns out that Iceman's father had betrayed his mother. The Iceman's father had betrayed his mother, and that had always stuck with him. It seems that the role of Iceman's father can no longer be played, so this time Bell poses as Jenny's suitor. Seeing that Bell was a simple and honest person, so Iceman didn't say anything else, but it didn't last long. Something unexpected happened. Iceman falls in love with Joey, the maid who looks after him, but what he didn't know was that Joey was the fiancée of Bell's son, the fiancée of his grandson. That day the Iceman came into Jenny's room. He reads a love letter for Joey to Jenny. He wanted his mother to edit it for him. Jenny's face was helpless as she listened, and Bell, who was listening under the bed, was furious. If this goes on, he's going to lose his son's wife. So Bell decided to stop playing along with the scientist. He went to the Iceman in a rage. He told him that he had been frozen for 65 years. His mother is actually his granddaughter. That the maid he liked is actually his grandson's fiancée. The family did this so that he could ease his way back into his life. Iceman was confused. He thought Bell was crazy. To prove that he was telling the truth, hastily turned on the locked TV, looking at unfamiliar images he had never seen before. Only then did the Iceman believe he had indeed missed 65 years. Just then, kindly Joey approached. She offered to help Iceman reclaim his lost time together. It turns out that during this time together, Joey had fallen in love with Iceman too, and Bell, who was unable to change all this. He went to the scientists and had himself frozen. He was going to revive himself in 50 years. By that time, he would have defeated the Iceman.